Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's that time of the month where all the new stuff's coming out. And I'm going to apologize right away because we are in the middle of train show season. So everything's kind of a mess. And you're probably wondering, what train show? Well, believe it or not, this weekend, the Amherst Society is doing the big train show. That's the big train show in New England that they do every year, but they've decided this year they're going to do something that's a little different. It's going to be a virtual show. It's 2 days. So look up Amherst Society Railroad Show online, and also watch the Facebook post later this evening. We're going to provide a link so that you guys can go ahead and sign up, because we're going to be there, and a lot of other great folks are going to be there. There's going to be some layouts and all kinds of neat stuff, so definitely check that out. So let's get this show started. How many we got here today? We've got Joel bringing in the nachos. We got Ronald. We got Christian. We got Matt. Thank you for that compliment, Matt. That was a good show. We got David, Christopher. We got Brandon. And, yeah, they do have nachos in New England. Trust me. Yeah. Rick. We got Mopac Productions. We got Fred, JT Railfan. We got James. We got Chris. So we're getting a good crowd here. We'll wait a little bit, get some more guys on board, because we've got some exciting announcements for the month of February. And I think we've got a little bit of everything for everybody. We've got something old. We got something new. We got something in HO. We got something in N. We got something borrowed, and we got something blue. And the blue is kind of the big news today. So I think you guys are going to want to stick around for this. We got Jason, Patrick, Sean, David. Thanks for coming on board, guys. All right. So let's get started without any further ado and show you what is on the horizon. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I know you guys are going to like this. This is going to be fun. You asked for it, we delivered. So we are coming out with the Sd70 Aces, and not just re-releasing them. We are putting the Genesis 2.0 upgrade on them. We all know what that means, right? See-through steps, dual speakers. I mean, this is just a great locomotive that's already even better with these features. And you guys asked for it. We're doing some of the heritage units again, but we didn't even stop there. Take a look down here. I'm going to scroll a little bit. Hopefully my little computer here can keep up. So remember when these came out? It was back in 2005. And by about 2017, they were starting to look a little shabby, and you don't want your heritage units to look shabby. So they started to get repainted, and that's what we're doing here. These are the 2017 repaints. So, I mean, obviously, they're still heritage units. They still look a lot like they did back in 2005, but they were refreshed. You know, it's kind of like you go buy a classic Mustang or a classic Corvette, and, you know, it starts getting a little ratty after a while. So you take it to the body shop, you get it repainted, you get it all touched up, and that's what we got going on here. We got these SD70s in the heritage stuff. So pretty cool. And I'm going to go ahead and boost this up so you guys can see all that goodness. So yeah, these are going to be hot. You're going to want to get to your dealers and put in your pre-orders now. Joseph, don't go. We got more than just this. Don't worry. We got more than Sd70 Aces. Let's see. Bill says Mustang. I knew I liked that. Yeah, we're car guys here too. We're definitely into that too. So let's get back to the Aces. I got that big. Yep, David, we're gonna have some end scales, so hang tight. Let's see. So like I said, my computer is being super slow today, and I do apologize. But let's scroll down and see what other goodness we have. This will get better too as we get through the pages, but of course we're going to do the SD70 Aces and BNSF. This is the 6-step variant, not the 5-step. So come on, computer. There we go. This is being offered in the 2015 on forward paint scheme. So 2015, hard to believe though that paint scheme right there by 2015 was already 10 years old. That swoosh scheme, like it or hate it, it's pretty much here to stay on the BNSF. A lot of guys kind of like that paint scheme though. It is a striking paint scheme when it's clean. But like I was saying, this one, this is the lowest numbers on the BNSF roster right now, or at least on these units. There are some updates on this. This is the new 6-step walkway, which we haven't offered before. So this, all the BNS fans out there, you're gonna wanna take a look at this. Scroll down a little bit, and this is one that since we offered up the update this morning, there's been a lot of talk. Montana Rail Link, guys, I know you guys have been wanting this, and here you go. Montana Rail Link. Man, just a cool paint scheme, just a cool railroad. We're offering this with also the 6-step walkway. This is the first time in Genesis for this series of locomotive from Montana Rail Link. But not only that, but check this out. This is the one that's got everybody excited. So as you know, I mean, real quickly, back real late, like November of 2020, they unveiled this. This is the Essential Workers paint scheme. And it's so early that the guys at Athearn and R&D, they're getting as much info as they can on the pictures on this. That we didn't even have time to do the artwork on this. This is brand spanking new. So as soon as we get some artwork done for this, we'll update you on that. Now, something else that we're doing with that is you'll see this Hobbies for Good down here. Now, Horizon Hobby, we like to give back to our community. We like to use our hobbies and the sales of our hobbies to help back our community, whether it be just in our own hometowns all the way across the United States and Canada too, and sometimes the world. So what we're doing with this, with the Essential Worker locomotive being released, we're taking a portion of the sales and donating it with our Hobbies for Good to the essential workers, basically first responders, all of that, everybody that's been an essential worker and has helped out in this really, really hard time, really in the United States history. So not only are you getting a cool locomotive, but your proceeds from the sale is helping out those folks that have helped us get through these hard times. So that is something else to look forward to. Now, I want to repeat with you guys, if you guys are new to our announcement program, we don't go deep into the weeds on these. We just kind of go across because we get a lot of locomotives and freight cars and passenger cars and all that good stuff to go through. So we just kind of gloss over stuff. We want you guys to see what we're offering. And then Train Tuesday throughout the month of February, what we do is we select a couple of different items from the February sales announcement, and we just go into it in great detail. So, and again, if you've got to get going from the show, if you're on your lunch break and watching this, or something comes up, you can see all these announcements on the Athearn homepage. Just go to the athearn.com homepage, and all of this is available online right now. And also, you can also sign up for the Athearn email, and this information is sent to your email address. So something to think about. Check this out. Tacoma Rail. Now, as far as I know, we have not offered this before in the Athearn Genesis line. This is brand new. And we're offering the 2 roads that you see there. But look at all the Genesis 2.0 upgrades. We're offering the 6-step for the first time. That's new. We've offered these before in the past, but they were the 5-step. These are see-through etch steps. The underframe has been totally redesigned. It's got more weight, which is great for pulling power. Of course, it's LED lighting. You're going to get the dual cubes speakers. And guess what? No more wires. It's all PCB contacts. That makes it a lot easier. If you need to take the shell off and do some modifications, which a lot of modelers do, we go in there and sometimes we change things up a little bit. You don't have to worry about all those wires anymore. Everything is PCB contacts. So really cool. If this one interests you, talk to your dealer today. Your dealers should have this information in their shops now. So yeah, I'm looking at your comments out there. It's like, yeah, these are these are pretty cool. The Sd70 Aces are really cool mainline freight locomotives anyways, but we've got some exciting paint schemes to do this time, and really looking forward to seeing what's coming out here. So I'm just kind of going through your comments. If I see any questions on the SD70s, I'll definitely call it out and answer it for you. But yeah, I mean, I'm seeing some comments like, yep, I understand. Try working here. It is so much cool stuff coming out this past year and the future year that a lot of us are going to be spending a lot of time buying up locomotives. But think of it this way. In the old days, I mean, we had to do a lot of detail work on these. Now we can save time and work more on the layout. So that's pretty good because, man, I used to hate putting lift rings on an end scale. All right, so let's see what is next. Oh, let's see. Oh, we got another Genesis release, but not a locomotive. We're going to do the 13,000-gallon acid tank cars again. And not only are we going to do what you see here, we're going to do the prime for grime. That's always popular. And real quickly, you can see the utility companies that we're coming out with. We're offering these, and most of them are being offered in 2 or more road numbers, as you can see here. There are a couple of multi-packs, but these come in handy for all those industrial switching layouts that you guys have. So definitely take a look. And these are pretty much going to be, I mean, we've got some in there from the 80s and the 90s, but most of these are 2010 plus. We got a few that are 2016 plus. So if you're a modern railroad guy, need some tank cars, these are going to be your go-to. And of course, being Genesis, they're going to have a ton of detail. And man, they just go really well on your club layout, on your home layout. So definitely. All right. Let's see what else we've got, because we got a full month this month. I say that every month because we do, but I think we've got a really good selection of stuff here this month. Now, how many of you, earlier somebody mentioned a Mustang. I mean, how many of you guys out there model any type of, automotive surface, on your railroads? So you need some auto racks? How about some Genesis auto racks? Check these out. Now, granted, these are more for an earlier era. You're looking at 60s and 70s. This was long before they started putting the tops and the sides on these. So your late 60s cars, definitely. You can see the dates here, like New York Central. That's a late 1960s paint scheme. You're going to have, Chevrolet Impalas and, Ford Mustangs and stuff like that on there. Old F-100s or, maybe even Dodge Challengers. There you go. Now, the Southern is a little bit different. They were one of the first ones to start coming out with a protective side, and that's what we've got replicated here. Again, 1960s plus. And a lot of these stayed like this throughout the 70s. It wasn't really until mid to late 70s you started seeing them put some more protection on these. But this was pretty much standard for a long time. So if you're a modeler of the 1960s, look at the range of stuff you've got here. We've got the Southern, we've got New York Central in that cool jade green color, just before the Penn Central came into existence. We've got Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy. We've got Frisco. Of course, you got to have Illinois Central. We got Northern Pacific. So we've got a good range of railroads here to help you guys out. And man, just imagine, you see that we're offering them in 3 different road numbers. So you can put a fleet together of these really cool. I mean, how cool would this be on your club layout? You know, of course you gotta get all the vehicles to put in there too. But man, I'm pretty excited about these. But I do N scale. That's kind of a problem. Or is it? Maybe not. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so a while back, okay, we were listening to you guys. We definitely listened to you guys. And you're like, man, Jim, these Genesis locomotives are great, but man, what if I want to do something to my locomotive and I don't really want to mess up a Genesis, or maybe I need something that's not quite as detailed. Maybe I want to run on a club layout. Maybe I'm part of a modular club. Basically, we heard you. And we're going to help you out here. These are under the ready to run line. Okay, so they're not the Genesis. Still got a pretty fair amount of detail to them. And we're proud to offer these in a couple of different versions. Now, this is the Sd70 T-2, the tunnel motor. This was another locomotive that we were getting a lot of requests for. So, as you can see, we have a couple of different Southern. We didn't just do Southern Pacific. We did a couple of different versions of Southern Pacific. And we'll talk about these more in an upcoming Train Tuesday. I've got some great pictures I'm going to share with you guys for that show. Check this out. You wanted 1990s era? There you go. 1990s era Southern Pacific. These have got, things like the gyro lights taken off. They've got a short nose. They've relocated the horns. They're basically made to look like 1990s. These locomotives have been, on the property for a while, and things change. Things get updated. Well, so did these. And again, we had a lot of requests for 1990s equipment, especially on the ready to run line. So, and as you can see here, we're offering them with the prime for grime. So they're perfect for anybody that's doing, 1990s Western railroading. Now, we've also got the Rossville Repaints. Now, Southern Pacific fans will know all about that. And again, we're going to talk about those more in detail in the upcoming few weeks. But again, look at all the details that we're putting on these or taking away from these, just depending on the era. Most of these are, 1980s, late 1980s. So we've been listening. You wanted 90s. We heard some guys saying we want some 1980s. There you go. So what else do we have? What else had tunnel motors? Well, we got more Southern Pacific. We got some 90s era, but who else had some tunnels? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Now, yeah, we got more SP. SP is a very popular road. We sell a lot of Southern Pacific equipment. And, I've said it before, that gray and scarlet is just a really cool scheme. But check this out. Yep, we're going to do a legendary liveries. We're going to do a legendary liveries because guess what? They are popular. They sell well. And hold on, I just saw a comment. Bradley. It's Rose. Okay, see, it shows you I'm East Coast, man. I thought it was Ross. Is it Ross or Rose? He's saying it's Rose. So my apologies to all my West Coast guys out there. Forgive the New Englander. And I bet Janik is probably watching this in his little R&D lab, laughing at me right now. I bet you that's what he's doing. All right, so Yeah, we're doing a legendary liveries daylight version. We're going to talk about that more coming up in the next few weeks. Now, check this out. You got to do Rio Grande. Is it Rio Grande or Rio Grande? I always said Rio Grande. Look at that. Another one of those paint schemes is just, it's relatively simple, but it's classy. It's a very classy paint scheme. So we're going to be offering these in the Rio Grande, and of course the Wheeling and Lake Erie, because I ended up buying some of those. And yep, check this out. We didn't do the Union Pacific one, but it's an ex-Union Pacific one. So we've given you some variety with this run. What do we have here? Ohio Central. Now, how many of you guys out there would like to see some Ohio Central? Because we got some requests for this. And this is kind of cool. A tunnel motor in Ohio. That's something. So yeah, we're going to do it in Ohio Central too. You also see too, we're going to start offering, or we're making you aware that we offer that mechanism. Maybe you want to do your own thing. There you go. So, the fans, you guys have asked, and we're trying to deliver. We're sending you stuff like the Sd70 Aces that you guys had asked for. We saw a lot of requests for the Heritage units, and we saw requests for 90s era, 80s era. There you go. We're listening, guys. So definitely keep us posted. Remember that email address that I told you guys about a month ago? Yeah, we're watching it. We're watching. Don't let Janik and I pick everything, because it'll just be a wash of Midwestern and East Coast and Southern Pacific roads. We want to hear what you guys want. All right, so, and N scale guys, hold tight. Don't go anywhere, because I do have some N scale for you. Time for some more ready to run. So we got the PS2, the 2600 covered hoppers. These are great for especially those smaller switching layouts. They're a great size. Because of their shortness, they're good for heavier material like I see a lot of these used for, I used to see a lot of these used for concrete service and such. Once again, we're trying to get you a good range of roads. We've got Louisville and Nashville, Missouri, Kansas, and Texas. Grand Trunk Western, that one's cool. Norfolk and Western, Northern Pacific and Union Pacific. So we're covering all the bases. You got all parts of the country here covered. And so, like I said, these will look good in a unit train on your club layout or your home layout. If you got one of those big home layouts, we're offering them in 3 different road numbers per car. Or if you're like me and you got a small switching layout, we're great for that because they don't take up so much room. They're perfect. Get yourself like a cement plant or something like that. Even a like a bakery or something like that. A lot of those would carry flour and things of that nature. So what are you guys thinking so far? Are you guys liking what you're seeing? I'm looking at the comments. There's a lot of good stuff out there. I'm reading the comments. More Southern Pacific, please. I thought we gave you a bunch. I don't want to sound like Shatner, but we just gave you a bunch. Let's see what else we got. Mike saying Surfliner cars. Yeah. Yeah, Matt, I hear you. I got the fever. Let's see. Where's the N scale? We're getting there. Patience. We're getting there. I think it's coming up next. I don't know. I could be wrong. No, I'm wrong. But okay. So how many need cabooses on their layouts? How many need cabooses on their switching layout, their club layout? I'm hoping that things start opening up again. We start actually going to train shows, and a lot of us that have modular clubs and stuff like that, we can start running trains in public again. So how many need cabooses? Let's see what I've got. Roundhouse, HO scale, bay window caboose. Now here is a lineup that spans the United States and Canada. Check this out. We got Pennsylvania. We've got New York Central, and that jade green again. We've got Erie. And not only do we have Erie, but we got Erie in 3 different road numbers. We got Illinois Terminal. You cannot miss those Illinois Terminal cabooses or locomotives because that green, one of the coolest greens. Got 3 in there. Check out the Nickel Plate Road. Really cool caboose, offering that in 3 road numbers. Northern Alberta Railway, same thing, 3. Milwaukee Road. I mean, you can't go wrong with Milwaukee Road. 3 road numbers there. 3 road numbers for the Frisco. We're giving the Frisco some love. We had some requests for Frisco. You know what else we got requests for? RJ Corman. So we didn't do just 1, we did 2. We got the red and then the red and gray stripe variant. So such a great selection there. And Steven says Milwaukee's sweet. Yeah, Milwaukee is sweet. The cool road. Yeah, that is we're getting a lot of love on the Milwaukee Road. That is a great railroad. So yeah, there you go. We did have some requests for RJ Corman. So you guys that were asking for it, there you go. Yep. They will go with the SD40-2s. Somebody was asking about those SD40-2s not too long ago. So there you go. These are now, of course, these are Roundhouse. So yeah, they're not going to be the same as like the Genesis that we come out with. But think about it like this. Think of all of the cool kit bashing you can do with these cabooses. So, the price point is good. You can run them right out of the box if you want, but if you want to do some additional detailing or additional things to them, you can. That's what's great. I've had a lot of guys ask us, like, what about us that still like to put our own details on? What about us that like to do things? Well, here you go. We give you the start. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. All right, so here's another request that we were getting. And I get I see it here all the time, okay? I see a lot of guys saying, man, you do these modern locomotives. You don't do anything old. And then I usually ask, what do you mean by old? Because depending on how old you are, 1970s could be old. 1950s could be old. How old are we talking? We actually got some pretty good feedback on that. So let me show you some old. And I think you turn of the last century guys might be happy with this. But let's find out. Let's see. Check that out. So who was asking for these 36-foot old-time boxcars? Somebody was. Yeah, somebody was asking for these. So you know what? That's what we did. Now, these are the Roundhouse. These are the old-time 36-foot boxcars. These are turn of the last century stuff. And these are great, if you're modeling turn of the last century era. And we've tried to pick roads that work throughout the United States. We got the Cotton Belt, Santa Fe. How about the New York, Ontario, and Western, the old weary, old and weary? We even did that. You got the Chesapeake and Ohio. You got the Nickel Plate. And there's MKT again. So once again, they're being offered in 3 different road numbers. So very easily with this release, you can make a complete train of these. And think about how cool it would be to have a small switching layout using these box cars and a little steam locomotive switcher back and forth. That would be very cool. So there you go. And like I said, we'll talk about all of these more in detail in the next few weeks. All right, so far we've had modern day SD70s. We've got modern day tank cars, acid cars. We've got old school car transport. We've got cabooses. What else is there? I mean, so far we've done everything in HO, right? Yeah, that's right. We haven't forgotten the N scale, guys. We really haven't. And we kind of got heavy this month on N scale. So somebody out there in the comment section, I saw it real quick, was asking for N scale cabooses. I don't know who that was, but here you go. So you saw the Roundhouse ones we were doing. These are the N scale versions. And we're offering them in the same roads that you saw earlier. I'm going to scroll down a little bit so you can see them. And once again, the Pennsylvania and the New York Central, they're being offered in 1, but everything else is offered in 3 road numbers. And then RJ Corman, there's 2 versions. So there again, you've got a wide range. So the N scale guys out there, you guys are all set. We got you a caboose. And these are really nice cabooses. I've got one of the older releases of these, and they're really nice. They track well. Obviously you don't use them in switching or anything, but they work great on like an N track. And years past, I used them on N track. Now it's more Fremo N, but you can run these all over code 80, code 55. Yeah, no BN in this one, but you know what? It wouldn't take much to repaint one if you really wanted to. Not hard at all, but maybe in the future run too if you're not comfortable with painting them. These are great little cabooses. Metal wheel sets, body mounted couplers. They just track really well. So if you model any of these roads, then definitely talk to your dealer. Kyle, he says, N scale is too small for me. Man, I feel your pain. Because you'll notice in my HO collection, Kyle is getting bigger all the time. So Robert, hey, I'm going to put this up there because somebody's asking for BN cabooses. Robert says, turn the Frisco into BN lettering. That's a good point, Robert. And Canadian. They want some Canadian. We can do that. So there you are. We've got bay window cabooses and N. We've got more N. Stick around. Pat, I see your comment there. Stick around. I got more N scale. Yes. Yes, we do. Yep. Same as the ones that we did in the round, or the Ready to Run, I believe, earlier. Got these in N scale. And N scale, these are perfect for doing the small switching layouts. You remember about a week ago, I posted a video of Steven from Steven Trains doing that really cool little switching puzzle. These are perfect for that because they don't take up any room. And again, you can, if you're into N-Track, if you're in one of the modular clubs, N-Track or Fremo N or even T-Track, you can build a really nice train with these. 3 numbers in each road. And they look great, but they're perfect for those little industrial layouts. So, and once again, they're being N scale. Athearn is trying to make N scale easier for us. Body mounted couplers, metal wheel sets, it will work on all types of track. Your standard code 80 and your super scale code 55, they all work great. Yeah, we're getting there. I see your comment on the modern N-scale engines. I hear you. Don't forget, though, we do have the Sd70 Spartan cabs in stock. So if you've not seen those, take a look at those. We've got the Sd70s Spartan cabs, the first Sd70s. And we've actually got the demonstrator units in stock and some of the Conrail. So we've got some. Yep, Mark, you're absolutely right. You can use these as buffer cars. It's a perfect example. All right. So, I mean, we didn't stop there. Remember earlier, I was telling you guys, you know, those HO scale, the HO scale auto racks, really cool. And it's like, man, I wish they had those in N, because those would be really cool in N. And if you guys have been following, there's been a lot of neat vehicles that have been coming out of N. And well, if you've been thinking like that out loud, we've been listening. There you go. N scale F89F bi-level auto racks. Perfect for, there's some N scale F150s out there. Beautiful models. There's some great, there's all kinds of different pickup truck models N scale that would be perfect for these. And, you know, by the way, those F-150s that have come out, they're in the same era as these freight cars. So there you go. Same roads that we're doing in HO. And we're also doing them in 3 different road numbers. Yeah, I've always enjoyed the open auto racks. It's just cooler. If you're a car guy, it's always cool to look at those pictures of these auto racks when they were open and see the different cars in there. It's just a really cool era of railroading. And if you're, you know, your railroad has an excuse for these, you'll definitely want to pick these up. Again, most guys in N scale are going to probably get these if they're into one of the modular clubs, but now you will need a little bit wider radius on these, because remember, these are F89Fs. They're 89 feet long in N scale. And so they're not really going to negotiate a 9 3/4 curve too well, if at all. You're going to want something a little bit wider. So N-Track and Fremo, yeah, definitely not a problem. All right, I think I got one more. Got one last thing, and it's an N scale. And I know there's somebody out there, it's like, yeah, that's great. You've hit everything except what I do. I do N scale, but I do turn of the century N scale. I don't do this modern stuff. Okay. All right. How's that? Now, admittedly, I mean, we all model different eras, but how cool is it to see these old 36-foot old-time boxcars? You know, you could put a small steamer in front of it. Really cool. So same as the HO, we're doing the same road numbers, or same road names, and we're doing 3 road numbers per. So you can build a really nice train with these in N scale. I mean, I don't know. I've gone to a lot of train shows over the years, and I'm thinking, if you showed up at when we start going to train shows again, and you showed up to the N track or the Fremo N and set this up in a sea of modern day trains, you have a crowd stopper. These are great little cars. Look at the detail that we're going to put. These are going to have the old arch bar trucks. You've got the turnbuckles underneath. And I forgot to mention too that there's actually a lot of little separately applied details like the brake wheel and the roof walk and things of that nature. But again, body mounted couplers, no more Talgo trucks. And you've got the metal wheel sets, so they track really nice. Now these guys, since they are so short, they will negotiate a 9 3/4. No problem. So even if you do T-Track, the tabletop type modular club that runs on the sectional track, even if you're doing that, these will look nice. These will look really nice. You could even do, maybe a Back to the Future theme on your layout with these. So Pat, good luck. I see your comment there. He's going off to his train club. Pat, good luck, and glad that you at least get to go to the club. That's cool. A lot of us are still kind of stuck inside right now. So there you have it. There is this month. February has got a lot of cool stuff. And we've tried to listen to you guys, and that, February kind of shows what we're working on, what we're presenting to you guys. And that's all based on what we've gotten for comments. So I'll tell you what we're going to do with the rest of our time. We're going to talk a little bit about the couple of things, and I'm going to bring up the rail cam so we can do some rail fanning while we talk. But while I'm doing that, shout out in the comments there. Let me know what interests you the most on February. What do you think you're going to order? And tell us a little bit about it too. Don't just say, "Oh, I'm getting an SD70." Why? Tell if you got a layout. Do you have a layout that is for that particular railroad, that particular area? We want to know, because this is how we come up with new product. So definitely do that. I'm gonna make sure my sound is off. And you know what? There we go. We got a train, so I'm gonna take it. All right. Go back to here. Share my screen. Going to Canton. Are you guys getting tired of Kansas City? Just let me know. If you are, we'll change scenes. But there was a train, and I saw a train that's like a squirrel. All right, let's see how that's looking. Wrong way. There we go. And let me blow that screen up here for you guys so you can see it. There we go. All right. All right, so Kevin, I'm going to put you up here real quick. He says he's looking at the Illinois terminal and the nickel plate cabooses because that's the roads I model. That's, it's funny you say that, Kevin, because not far from where I'm doing this broadcast was nickel plate and IT area. It was definitely that. Let's see, we got Chase. I'm getting on the Milwaukee Bay windows from my South Dakota short line. It's a class 3 that acquires hand-me-downs from BN, Chicago Northwestern, and Milwaukee. That's cool. That is pretty cool. That's the kind of stuff that I like to see, because you're following the prototype. If you have your own short line, where would they get their locomotives? Where would they get their cars? Where would they get their cabooses? Same thing, like Montana Rail Link. They got a lot of their stuff from Burlington Northern. And back when Montana Rail Link still had cabooses, a lot of those were former BN. Let's see. I'm going to go up a little bit because I saw some comments. Let's see, I got Derek here. I might have to check out that MRL Essentials logo. That thing is beautiful. Yeah, it is. It really is. And to let you guys know how new that is, at least for us, I mean, we literally had information done, ready to go, and we got some information on that, and we were doing the Sd70 Aces, and we had to. There was no question about it. It was a unanimous vote. Everybody at Athens like, yeah, we got to do this. And we're all excited. You check it out today on a Friday. You guys are getting the price, 2 for the price of 1. We got 1 up there where that derailment was a couple of months ago. You got yourself some tankers going through too. I'm going back up because I saw somebody had a really good question. Christian says he's definitely going to pick up the auto racks. It would still be nice to get late 70s appropriate semi-enclosed auto racks. Yeah, I hear you, and we've talked about it. Just like with everything, though, it's you got to do some work with molds and things like that. So don't worry, it's on the radar. Joel, he says he needs a couple of the Southern auto racks with the side panels. Yeah, those are cool. The Southern ones are definitely cool. Let's see what else. Thank you for listening, James. Well, that is not just me. That is everybody at Athens. We all, like I said before, I'd say 95% of everybody that works at Athens, we're all modelers. We all have model railroads. We have clubs that we're a part of. Just about everybody that you talk to on the phone or email, we're modelers. So we're all listening. And we want you to enjoy the hobby as much as we enjoy it. So we go ahead and we listen to you guys. Let's see, Joel, and another follow-up question. Will y'all do more racks? That's good. You got a New Englander to say y'all, Joe. That's good. And different roads? Yeah, we probably will. I mean, the F89F open racks, I mean, they're pretty popular. As you remember, we did them in N and HO earlier, and they sold out quickly. So, yeah, we'll probably do more. Right away, no, probably not right away, but we will do more of them. Let me see. Oh, there we go. I wonder who he wants. I really want to get that Ohio Central SD40T-2. Yeah. Isn't that cool? I mean, I'm not even from Ohio, but I like that paint scheme for one thing. I really like the paint scheme. And, yeah, I think it's honestly, I'll buy it and, probably just put it on display. Oh, we're zeroing in. Check this out. There you go. Let's see. Any plans on doing some DME and hoppers? I don't know if you have asked for that or we get another request for that, but I don't know of anything in the immediate future, but that doesn't mean no. DNH MP 513. Can't wait for actual train shows again. I am there with you, and I bet you a lot of the guys in the comments section are right there with you. I mean, I'm looking forward to this weekend. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about the Amherst virtual train show. Anybody that's gone to Springfield, Massachusetts this time of year for the Amherst train show, to me anyways, it's like Disneyland for train guys. Everything is there. Full scale stuff. I mean, Vermont Railway, the actual Vermont Railway has a booth there. I mean, that's how big the show is. It's 4 buildings of nothing but sheer model train nirvana. It's everything. And of course, for me, it's a double dose because that's where I get to have my Dunkin' Donuts coffee and maybe some seafood and meet up with a lot of my old buddies from the East Coast. It is a great show. But unfortunately, with everything that's going on, they've are unable to do it live like they've been doing. So what they're going to do is they're going to do it virtual. Now they're doing things a little bit different. You can see here we're using the virtual rail fan system. That's what Amherst is doing. They're using the virtual rail fan system. So the train show is ongoing all Saturday and all Sunday. It's literally like you walking with the show organizers, and you're walking through the show, and you're stopping by every booth and railroad layout and clinic and everything else. So if you go to their website, and like I said, check our Facebook page tonight. There's going to be a link on there letting you know how to go there and sign up. And you can see, who's going to be looking at, or who's going to be talking at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, or what clinic is going on at 10. So if you're going to be like me and working on your layout in the workshop over the weekend, you'll probably have it on in the background. And it's just a great thing that they're doing. Now, one of the things, too, I wanted to let y'all know is Athearn is a platinum sponsor for this show, and we donated 3 Genesis locomotives for their door prize. So we've donated a Genesis GP7U and the Bangor and Aroostook. Figured, hey, Northeast, we got to give them some Northeast stuff. Also, the new Sd70 Conrail unit. That's one of them. And I believe the Union Pacific 111 or 1111. So there's 3 really nice Genesis locomotives that's door prize, and that's just from Athearn. There's all kinds of other manufacturers there too, and they've all donated prizes. So definitely go to there tonight, check it all out, get ready to have that going in the workshop over the weekend. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be meeting with those guys on Sunday at 2:45 Eastern Standard Time. So Sunday 2:45 Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to talk about some of the stuff we've seen here today, and we're also talk about what's in stock now. So, I know it's not the same as going, hey, that's cool, those are in stock, and you can go down to, one of your favorite dealers at the show and pick it up. But a lot of the big train shops out there, they have websites. You can always see what's out there and what's available, and either order it from your local hobby shop if you've got one, or get it online. Let's see, Northwest Rail fan. I want to get you real quick. Any chance of more Tacoma rail besides the Aces? Athearn has tooling for most of the roster. SD45, 40, 38-2, 40 variants, and the MP15 ACs. Knowing all that information, it's a possibility. Now, I mean, if we get a lot of sales on that particular locomotive, then there's a good chance that we'll do more. If it's a popular road. So, Kevin, you want to know what day, what does the show start on Saturday? It starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So depending on where you are, check that out. If you're in the Midwest, it'll be a different time, but it's on the East Coast, so 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me see. There was a question here, and I got sidetracked. Yeah, Bradley, you must have. I see your comment there. Yep, we're doing them. Montana Rail Link Sd70 Aces. Check out the Athearn website, and it's front page news on the Athearn website. So if you're a Montana Rail Link fan, you're in for a great surprise. Let's see. Any other questions on what we talked about? Now, one more thing, too. Don't forget. I know I keep throwing all this cool stuff at you guys, but another thing to remember, here in the Midwest, it's almost 4:30, which means my dealer is going to close in about an hour and a half. So if I haven't pre-ordered any of the stuff that we talked about the past few weeks, what do you think my chances are of getting it? So, David, you're welcome. Have a good weekend. Thanks for showing up. So get to your, no, not nachos. Although my hobby shop does sometimes have nachos. Get to your dealer tonight. If there was anything you saw in the January pre-orders, go ahead and get with your dealer, because after tonight, it's kind of like the old dealerships. The books close. Books close, done. So you don't want to miss out. And I know some guys are like, well, you guys always get a little bit of extra. And yeah, that's true. That is true. But guess what? Sometimes those sell out before they even hit the dealer shelves. So, a couple of weeks ago, we had somebody ask a question. It's like, hey, James, I went to your website and I went to see something that hasn't even gotten into stock yet, and it says it's discontinued. What's up with that? How is it discontinued? It hasn't even gotten here yet. What that basically means, it's not technically discontinued. That road is, because they're sold out, completely gone. It'd be like me going to Ford and saying, hey, I want to order a 2020 Ford F-150. You can't. They're all sold. So it's the same thing. You want to get to your dealer and definitely talk to him. Terry, do bigger runs. Okay, so follow that up with what do you mean by that? You mean like more deeper into the road numbers, more selection? So yeah, Bradley, you got a good point. Hold on, I'm gonna that other stimulus is coming. So let's see what else we got here. I'm actually getting some votes for like legendary liveries in certain locomotives. By all means, I know some guys really don't like those. And that's just the way it is. I mean, some guys don't like the legendary liveries because they are prototype modelers. And there's nothing wrong with that. But just like there's some guys that like the legendary liveries. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I think a CB&Q paint scheme looks better on an ES44 than some of the modern day paint schemes. But that's me. Does it really exist? Well, not yet. I don't think BNSF is going to do a heritage scheme like that. But what if you want one? What if your railroad wants one? What if your railroad says that they did do heritage units? We just make that possible. So already the ES44 BN units sold out. Unless your dealer's got them, you're not going to get them from us. They're gone. Steven, this is a good question, and I'm glad you asked it. Steve wants to know, Atherton, are you ever going to produce catalogs like other manufacturers do? So at this point in time, probably not. And let me tell you why. It's kind of the same as kind of like those mail-in catalogs that you get. It's not as cost effective anymore as it used to be. And I realize that, some people like to have it in paper. Not a problem. We still have you covered. If you think about it, every month we do have a catalog. We don't have a catalog for the year or the quarter, but we do have a catalog that comes out every month. And what you can do is you can go to the Atherton webpage. All of the new release stuff, it's a PDF. What we were looking at earlier, it's a PDF. So you can just print it out. That's the best thing to do. Also, if you just have email, you can sign up for the Atherton email and we'll email you that. And that too, is kind of a catalog. So like the old school catalogs, the bookbinding catalogs that we used to give out in the shows and stuff like that. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. Pretty much everything is available online, and we're trying to keep the cost down so we can put it towards the models and get you guys a big offering of models. But that's a good question. Thanks for asking that. Oh, here we go. Michael's got some ideas. He's like, can we get legendary liveries on the Sd70 Ace too? Perhaps BN and Conrail. Conrail would look cool on one of those. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Let's see what else we got. New York Central bay window caboose and oxide red for late steam era. Yeah, we'd have to do some research on that. I'm not real well versed on that era of modeling, so I'm not sure if the Roundhouse or the N scale ones that we're offering in this release would work for you if you did some work on them. Those are pretty modern cabooses by those standards, but you know, and honestly, we don't get a lot of requests for that era of equipment, but we did get a lot of requests for these 36-foot box cars. So anything is possible. Well, that's an interesting legendary livery. Sd70 Mac and Chicago Northwestern. Probably would wear that paint scheme well, though. Let's see. Some of your comments make me laugh. Hey, there's that 2020 F-150 I ordered. Okay, yeah, Kyle, he's got a request on the Sd70 Aces. UP flag. Yeah, we had requests on that. Obviously not this run, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see it in the next one. Steve, thanks for that comment. We appreciate your business. Ooh, here's a good question. Any chance Seaboard Airline, Atlantic Coastline, Seaboard Coastline GP7s in the future? Yeah. So let's talk about this, Colin, for a second, because you have my interest. So there's some good stuff there. When you say Atlantic Coastline GP7s, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of that purple lilac with the silver, or are you thinking of the black and yellow? What kind of errors are you talking about? Because there's some stuff there that we could dig into and definitely look into. Oh, let's see. We got requests for more short lines or leaser railways. Yeah, we're just watching on what we put those on. We want to, like anything, we want to make sure that when we do something that we appeal to the masses. So we want to make sure that if we do those roads, that they're going on locomotives that fit a lot of different things. We can do this short line plus the big guys, and that way we get all the bases covered. Everybody's happy, but we are looking into that. Let's see. Andrew. You keep saying this, Andrew, so I'm just going to put it up there. Are you trying to say something, Andrew? Yeah, we see your request. Okay, Joel got back to me. Yep, ACL purple. That was a cool scheme. That's probably another one of those schemes that either you either like it or you don't. I always thought it was a classy paint scheme. Well, here Harold's got. I'm going to put Harold up because he's got a cool. He says, "What about an RS3 locomotive in Conrail black, the small CR?" Janik has the identical T-shirt. Yes, he does. Yeah, that would be cool. Oh, here's a good question. I'm going to bring this up on the screen too. Out of curiosity, outside of what you've already been offering for the 75th anniversary, will you be doing any Athearn-specific equipment like hoppers and well cars like in the past? We are currently working on stuff, and you're going to see more things go out through the year. And it's not going to be just T-shirts and stuff like that. We're working on all kinds of stuff. We should start seeing that here probably by summer. We were hoping to have it, in time for the national show, but I'm not quite sure. I think I read that they're not going to do the national show, which is a shame because it was going to be in California. I've always wanted to go to California, but I know California has been hit hard with everything going on lately. Yeah, Colin, I'm reading your comments about the ACL purple and black. Yeah, both do need to be done. I wouldn't disagree with you. And anytime, you guys are giving us comments like that, if you actually have, I know we've had a lot of guys from other railroads give us some really good information. If you've got information on that stuff, let us know. We'd like to see it. And, we have our ways of thanking you for that information. So, let us know what you have, because sometimes we're limited by a couple of things. Time is our biggest limiting factor. I suffer from a disease called railroaditis. There's a lot of paint schemes I like. Of course, I have my hardcore favorites, but there's so many cool railroads out there and so many cool paint schemes, but it takes a lot of time to get all that information together and put it on there because, we want to be accurate. And it's hard sometimes to make sure it's 100% accurate because there's one picture that's not available to us. If you've got that data, we want to talk to you. So Sean's got the official. The National Train Show has been canceled. My club was going to be part of it. Yeah, that's a shame. But California's gone through a lot in the last year with all of that. So, but don't worry, we'll have a national show next year. I think things are going to get better. Try to stay positive, and things are going to get better. Hey, here's the one. Frankie's got a DTI Star Logo GP40-2. Yeah. And Frankie, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've looked at my DTI books, but that's the locomotive is fully orange, if I remember right. DTI was a cool railroad. No, camera went out there for a second. You guys have really got some great questions today. Let's see. David's like, I don't know. I'm getting tired of EMD. Don't worry. We try to get them all in there. Yep, I saw you, Andrew. I saw your comment. I threw it up on the screen for you. That means we saw it. It is full orange. Okay, good to know. I thought so, but see, there's so many variants of everything out there that sometimes it gets jobbled up in your head. Well, that's Rico, that's interesting enough that I'm going to throw it on the screen. Where'd he go? There he is. No, not that one. I'm sorry. Here he goes. Why not the locomotives from the movie Unstoppable? It'd be different. It'd be interesting. I think, though, we'd have to – I'm pretty sure there's movie rights and stuff that we'd have to deal with. And Sean, I ignored you. What was your question, Sean? I'm sorry. Sean, where'd you go? I'll go up and see if I can find your question. All right, I can't find it, so I'll ask it again. I'll try to look for it. Jill says, please no. Yeah, you're right, Paul. Licensing costs. Really is. Now, okay, Chris, I'm going to put this is a good question. Would you consider dual sugar cube housing? Are you talking like as a spare part? Like something that's offered, like a lot of our detail parts are offered separately, or in a specific logo? Let me know. Oh, man, Sean, I lost you. Here's a cool one. BNSF-9s and primer. I remember that. It's probably going to make me feel old now. It's a possibility. Kevin, do you sell cube speakers? I'm gonna honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. If you can't get them through us, you can definitely get them through Soundtracks, because see, we use Soundtracks. We had George on here earlier this week, and you can get them there. We'll have, we would have the speakers for, runs that we've done before with sound. But depending on what you're working on, you might want to take a look and see what type of measurements you're working with and stuff. Scott, I'm going to catch you. His comments are coming in quick. Where'd Scott go? He had a question. There we go. How about SD45T-2Rs? You never did those. Yeah, we've had some requests for those, and I honestly don't know where that is in the list of projects. So just to let you know, yes, one of my guys just got back to me. Athearn does sell Cube speakers because he has purchased them from us before. So there you go. Go to our website, and if you do an advanced search, you can look for parts real easily, which is great if you're scratch building something. Yeah, thanks, Derek, for getting that out there for our guys. Terry LaFrance, you were asking for the 86-foot auto park cars. Yeah. They're popular. We might do those later on. Oh, Chase, my blue box SD9s are tired and ready for the rip track. Well, go to our website. You can repower those, you know. You can repower those. There's a kit for that. Stay tuned, because as we go on through the year, we've got some stuff planned. Doing some cool projects on giving life to new life to old locomotives. So don't put it on the rip track yet. Miguel, good question. Any Santa Fe or BNSF C44 9W red silver war bonnet locomotives? Oh, I think you're going to like this year. Sean, I see your question there about the articulated auto racks. When are we going to do them again? I don't know. I haven't heard of anything on those just yet. Not for this year, anyways. And, you know, every week, I don't usually put them on the screen because I get so many requests for them. But, yeah, as far as switchers, yeah, we hear you guys. And the switchers are great if you're like me and don't have a lot of space and you just got a switching layout. I mean, my HO layout is not much bigger than the display behind me. An Sd70 doesn't really work well in a situation like that. So we hear you on the switchers. It is not falling on deaf ears. Let's see. Our weekly request for the California cars. Our week is not complete without those. Don't worry. I'm telling you, 2021 is a good year. Jonathan, that's a good comment. I'm going to throw it up on the screen. A good Canadian short line railway, the Essex Railway GP9 chop nose unit 108. So, Jonathan, is that a former CP Rail locomotive? I know CP Rail had some chop nose Jeep 9s. What's the lineage of that locomotive? Let us know. All right. Well, it is about time to wrap things up. I'm going to take maybe one or two more questions. But like I said, tonight's the last night for all the cool stuff. Remember that Heritage unit? That Grand Trunk Heritage unit? Tonight's the last night. If you've been thinking about it, this is the last night to order it. Don't be that guy next year when we're all at, Amherst in person, and there's one Heritage unit on somebody's shelf, and you go to grab it, and the other guy grabs it in front of you and you're left hanging. Just avoid the drama. Just pre-order it and don't have to worry about it. I'm just reading some of your comments because there's some great comments here. Kevin, orders are open on those nickel plate cabooses and ITs. Yep. So see, today's the perfect day if you think about it. If you saw something that you really like today and you really liked what was going on the previous month, what we were talking about in January, you can order it all today. And I won't tell your significant other, your wife. No, I won't tell. It's all good. Miguel, I'm picking up you like the war bonnet scheme. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a great paint scheme. We'll have some stuff. There you go, Joel. He's going to take in a Bruins game if he goes to Amherst. Let's see. Good. That's good to hear, Ronald. We love it when you guys are happy with what we're coming out with. That's what we live for. Like I said, most of the guys here at Athearn, we're model railroaders too. And we wouldn't be here without you guys. We really appreciate our customers, our fans, and thank you for everything. Because again, if it wasn't for you guys watching this right now, and whether you're in your layout room or workshop or watching this on your phone, I wouldn't be here. Janik wouldn't be here. All of us would not be here if it wasn't for you. So thank you. We're trying to get the stuff that you guys want. All right. Well, it looks like we are going to call this one good. I want you guys to have a great weekend. It's like I just noticed that the trains are pretty much stopped here too. But like I said, I want you guys to have a great weekend. I want you to stay safe, stay healthy. Check us out at the Amherst show this weekend. It's a great thing. I mean, if you've got an iPad or a TV or anything like that you can hook up to online, it's perfect. You can be sitting in your room working on your layout, working on your models, have this going on in the background, and when you see something, you kind of stop, take a look at it. There's going to be a lot of great stuff being shown over the weekend. It's not just manufacturers. There's going to be clinics. There's going to be I've heard there's going to be like layouts that are going to be shown. It's going to be pretty much as close to the real thing as possible. So get out there, support the Amherst guys. They do a really great job every year of doing that show. So check it out this weekend. I'll send the link out by Facebook before the end of the day. That way you can go up and sign up. And don't forget, Athearn's going to be there. I'm going to be there. We're on the show floor at 2:45 p.m. Sunday. And that's on Eastern time. Just remember that's Eastern time. So I want you guys to, like I said, be happy, be healthy, get into that workshop, get in that layout. After on your way home from work, stop by your dealer, order what you need so you don't have to worry about it, and go home, work on the layout. Have a great weekend. I will see some of you guys on Sunday, I hope, and we'll see you again too on Train Tuesday, same time as always, 3:30 Central. So stay happy, stay healthy, and high greens, everybody. Have a great weekend.